Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So there are a few mechanics that I've discovered and I didn't know these were actually capable or possible. I'm hoping that these continue to remain in the game. One of the things about the reason I refuse to make videos like this because once Massive discovers some of these things, they go ahead and nerf them. But these are things that actually make the game fun, and intended or unintended, I think these systems should remain because they're not breaking the game, but actually make the game more interesting for players who decide and choose to engage with these systems. The very first one is the Heavies. The Heavies for the Black Tusk not only have weak points, but their miniguns have an ammo belt. This is actually another interesting weak point that I did not know that these Heavies had, that you can actually shoot and temporarily disable before you take them down. So whenever they're shooting at you or shooting at your teammates, you can actually just target their minigun and start firing it at it, and there is an ammo belt that actually is, designed with it, and you can actually cause this belt to probably maybe jam or snap. I don't know how the mechanic is, and you actually have the Heavy actually take time to actually fix this belt, and then you can burst them down. This is something that I saw in a video that somebody did a heroic mission on solo. Sorry, a legendary mission on solo. There's a video like that on YouTube, and this guy kept taunting one of the Heavies by first shooting their hive, because they do have a hive and it's actually attached at the back of their minigun equipment. That's a huge box behind them. You can take that out easily, and he started taking out their armor little by little, the shoulder arms, shoulder pads, or whatever it is, the knee pads and all that, and then he kept jamming the ammo belt by shooting the weapon. That was a learning experience for me. And so take this, ladies and gentlemen out there, to legendary missions or heroic missions where you have Heavies, and use it against them. The second thing that I did not necessarily know was that whenever a Black Tusk chopper is landing, you can actually dump your crowd control on the chopper itself, and this will affect the NPCs that are dismounting from it. So if you have a fire starter, or if you have a survivalist grenade, you can actually throw it either directly on top of the blades of the chopper, or if you have like the fire starter chem launcher, you can shoot it into the opening, the doorway of the chopper, and then light up the flames, and the enemy NPCs will be on fire on status effect as they are boarding down from this chopper. In fact, if your status effect build is strong enough, it will take them out before they get down. This is a very nice mechanic in the game. Now, I don't think these were unintended. I think these were designed with the game, the way that these skills work. So for those of you who are skill players who think, Black Tusks may not necessarily be affected by your skills, you can get them in 1,000 ways than one. But if you want to keep your chem launchers or your oxidizers or whatever, you can probably use it. Now, the reason I use the chem launcher fire starter, because that is a status effect. The oxidizer might not work as well because that needs them to be in an area of effect and is actually not a status effect. But you can try that to see if it'll work for you. And if not, you already have enough skill damage anyways to be able to use the chem launcher fire starter. Just make sure that once you throw, the chemical on the chopper, you immediately start to light that fire before they get out. And this should impressively surprise you, or I would just say I was impressed when I saw this mechanic, and I was really happy about it. And then the third is your assault turret, your drone, sorry. This drone not only can act as, some kind of a, damage factor. It does very decent damage, by the way. But if you're playing against the cleaners, their drone controllers send these drones that deliver all these ordinances around you to actually take you out or even cause an AoE. But I realized just recently while playing a solo control point against the cleaners that your drone can actually start to act as a target and divert the attention of these other drones to your drone. So if you use your drone to target the drone controller or target other drones, well, those drones start to fight your drone and attack you. This gives you a lot of breathing room for you to be able to take out the drone controller. So as a method of crowd control for enemy NPCs like that can be dealing damage to you from a long distance, where maybe you can't even reach them with maybe your riot foam or your grenades can't even touch them, you can use an assault drone to start to pepper them, and their drones will come to their defense. And this is something that was really cool in the game's mechanics that I found out just recently. And then finally is another one that I hope, and I just don't think they need to even touch this, because this is something that actually makes the survivalist specialization one more step unique than the other specializations out there. I saw a survey taken by one of my fellow YouTube colleagues on the division, Clint Flyerwood, asking which was the worst specialization, and a lot of people chose survivalist, but in reality, survivalist is actually one of the best specializations for solo players and for support. And this mechanic is what they call scraping by. Scraping by is a mechanic that gives you 5 ammo to your equipped weapon every second you do a cover the cover move. And now, this is a mechanic that has always been in the game, and we've always known about it. But guess what? The directive called ammo hoarder, or whatever it is that actually limits your ammo, is actually does not affect this scraping by perk that comes with your specialization. So if you're out in the open and you're trying to get extra XP, you can just use that ammo hoarders directive, which limits your ammo, but then run your survivalist and then always gain ammo when you're doing cover to cover moves. And this will keep you constantly supplied with ammo in your run through the open world. And I know many people may have their builds based on other specializations, but I think this comes with a perk where you have to think about it as a solo player. And for me, as a survivalist solo player who uses tip of the spear, an underdog build, I would say this has been a pleasant discovery for me, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Hopefully Massive doesn't come in here and say, oh, this is too much fun, we're going to remove it. That is a whole load of junk. If they do that, they're going to be hearing from me. I'm going to do a 45-minute video on why they should never do something like that. And if they do it, I hope that they have a bug that would definitely cause a lot of frustration to them on the possibility that they might try to take this fun thing away from me. No. Peace.